You guys are gonna join us for this one. You're gonna need your bottles today, you're gonna need your bands today, and you're gonna need your best attitude for today's workout. Let's get started. Grab your bottles. You're gonna get ready for the warm-up. It's a 6-minute quality AMRAP. You don't wanna do a lot of work here, you just wanna do the work right. First movement with the bottles is going to be arm circles. We're going to raise them forwards for 5 reps and then rotate backwards for 5 reps. Let's have a look at Fred and Cecily showing us the big arm circles. So as big as you can going forward with some loading. So this is you can also grab a broomstick and do shoulder dislocations. We grab a set of bottles here. 5 reps moving forward and then 5 reps moving backwards, keeping it close to the body, staying as upright as you possibly can while rotating those bottles all the way through. Good. So that is our first movement. Let's put the bottles down. Let's have a look at our second movement, and at home I want you to join us and try this out with us. For the second movement we're going to do some perfect Cossack squats. I want to have a very wide stance and I do want your toes to be pointed straight forward. I like that variation of the Cossack squat. Now they're going to both start on the right side by slowly, with the right squatting pattern, sitting themselves into the right, holding that for a second, coming back into the middle, and then we're going to keep squatting on the same side. Sorry Freddy, sorry Ceci. We're going to keep squatting on the same side. Now what you want to do while you're doing this is make sure the feet you're squatting towards stays anchored in the floor properly. So again, like always, heel, big toe, little toe, and knee going right over the foot there. Now they're moving to the other side. They're trying to be as upright as possible, focusing on bringing their hips low, but keeping their chest up nice and high. Those are your Cossack squats. Now let's have a look at Cecily. So what you can do for if you have a knee injury. So you're still going to stand in a wide squat. You just kind of do like a, let's call it a Cossack hinge. Let's call it a Cossack hinge. And then move sideways. Boom, and move sideways more. Can you widen your stance just a bit more? Here we go. So you're still fighting the knee against the side of the foot here, but you're hinging your way to the side. When I practiced this before we recorded this video, I actually felt my hamstrings work very hard. So I do think it's a good warm-up to do, instead of going all the way through that squatting range of motion. So basically the adjustment is very simple. You just adjust the range of motion to whatever feels good to do. Still shift your weight to one side, and still make sure your knee goes to the side of the foot and you anchor the foot properly. Now, our last movement is the one that I demoed in the introduction of the video, is the straddle sushi roll. Right? Yes, the straddle sushi roll. So you're going to lay in your sit down. You're going to roll backwards. You're going to go closer to the floor and you roll forward, pull yourself into a straddle. Let's get started, guys. You roll back, you reach forward, you roll yourself into straddle, and you stretch it, you go right back into the next one. We call this a dynamic variation of pulling yourself into the straddle stretch. It's a really good hip opener. You're opening up the lower back, the groin area, and the hamstrings, all getting a lot of work in. We're just doing a couple of reps here. Let's do that warm up. Let's get ready. 6 minutes, quality AMRAP. Bottles, just your body, 3 different movements. I have Cecily, I have Fred, and I have you joining us. So get off the couch. Wait for me to count you down. Start with 5 arm circles forward and then 5 backwards. We start in 3, in 2, in 1, and go. 5 big circles forward. So while you're rotating the arms here, guys, I do want you to think of keeping your shoulders low and focus on getting the bottles up as high as possible. Upon completion of the 5th rep, you start moving your arms in the opposite direction, which is backwards. If you messed it up by starting rotating backwards, you now rotate forward. It doesn't matter that much, as long as you keep rotations going. After 5 and 5, you put them down, you place your feet very, very wide, and then you slowly start squatting to the right for 5 reps, with the aim of initiating from the hip, bending the knee, keeping the knee in line with the toe, anchoring the foot to which you're squatting to, and really drive your knee to the outside of the foot here. Upon completion of the 5 reps, you shift your weight to the other side, and then you do 5 reps on the other side. Make sure your hips go low and your chest stays up nice and high and your foot stays properly anchored in the floor. Then after the last rep, you sit your butt down and you start doing those sushi straddle rolls that I just showed you guys. Now guys, again, as always in the warm-up, if you're a bit faster or a bit slower, go on a speed you can handle easily. And definitely focus on quality movement here. I'd rather have 2 to 3 proper rounds than 5 rounds and you bragging about how many rounds you did in the warm-up, because nobody can win the warm-up. I said nobody can win the warm-up. I need you guys to continue and press pause. Our second portion today is what I like to call sprint intervals. It's fast intervals with longer rest than the actual working time. That means in the working time, you're going to have to move very fast and explosive, specifically in this second portion of today's session. Now we're going to have 3 movements here. We're going to have a look at all 3, but also discuss scaling options. So first, let's have a look at the classic mountain climber. We're going to go in a regular plank on long arms. And if you would look at this at slow-mo, if we pull in the right knee, we keep the entire leg off the floor, good. And then we bring it back down. Pull in the left knee, we keep it off the floor, and we bring it back in. Preferably, I'd like to see the knees coming in between the arms as much as we can. Good, and bring it back. And while they're going on to this, I want to focus on the hip staying in line with the shoulder instead of making that A-frame. I don't like to see an A-frame in a mountain climber. What I would like to see you guys do now, flat necessarily, is speed this up for the people at home. There we go. And now we have our speedy mountain climber. Solid. All right, let's take a break. So that is exactly what we're looking for in today's mountain climber. The fast movement. Now, scaling wise, you just go a bit slower. That's all you need to do. The second movement also originates from a plank position and is called a frog jump. We're going to show you 2 different variations, but they're both going to move at the same time. Fred will do the more RX fast variation, and Cecily will do the scaled variation. You keep your hands on the floor slightly longer. Let's start in the plank, guys. When I give you a go, just get a couple of reps in, okay? And let's go. Right back down. Good. So when Fred lands his feet, he's already with his hands off in the bottom of a squat. When Cecily lands her feet, she is still with her hands on the floor and then lifts up the hands. This is 1 more and then rest, guys. Alright, good, solid. So very important here is that if you land your feet, you want to be in a perfect squat bottom. We always aim to hit the perfect squat bottom. But hey, let's say we have an injury here. Cecily has an injury, so she cannot jump. And if she cannot jump, we just told her that it would be good today to do some Superman rocks. So she's gonna go in a Superman position. And this is instead of the frog jumps, guys. Arms forward, legs together. She's going to make the Superman, and this is going to rock back and forth. And she's going to do this fast. Her feet and hands are never going to touch the floor. She's squeezing her butt as hard as she can, and she's moving. Now rest for a second, Cecily. If this is extremely tough to do, I just want you to hold the Superman for 20 seconds. It's less intense, as in there's no movement here. You still have to work very hard, which is a great portion of this session as well. Now, our third and final movement is going to be flutter kicks in hollow. One of my favorite fast ab exercises. So let's get into a hollow, and you don't have to bring your arms back. You can keep your arms in front of the body. Let's get into a hollow. We're going to have our arms together. You can have it either on the floor, underneath your butt is a bit easier. But now we're going to do this. I need the toes to be pointed. I need the legs to stay extended, and I want fast movement of the legs. Here we go. Very short range of motion fast movement, taxing the core maximally. Keeping shoulder blades off is a max intent here as well. And do that for the 20 seconds in the time. So let's rest, guys. Solid. Now, a slightly easier variation would be doing this with some knee bend. So you're not really fluttering, you're more kicking your feet up and down. This is a way easier variation of the flutter kick. She's still focusing on keeping the lower back pressed into the floor with the shoulders off the floor. And these are the 3 movements that we're going to turn into this sprint interval kind of session. The 4th movement is what they're showing you right now. So it's time to start that sprint interval portion, the second portion of today's session, which is going to be setting the interval timer at your smartwatch app by doing 12 intervals of 20 seconds of work and then 40 seconds of rest. But you're going to need the rest today. And like I always say with these type of workouts, you want to deserve the rest. So you want to work for it in a 20-second time frame. We're going to get started, and I need you guys to start with us so we have everybody working at the same time. That'd be great. Okay, if you guys are ready, you can start going to the floor. I'll count you down. Once I start the countdown, that's when you go into your plank. Everything is for movement and speed. Don't count repetitions, just move. We start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Fast mountain climbers for 20 seconds. Now, although it is just 20 seconds, it will feel like a long time frame. I like how Fred just corrected his hips going up and then he pulled it back down in line with the shoulder. 10 more seconds, guys. Let's go. Keep moving. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Alright. Oh, screen is off. So, they're catching your breath. You're probably also catching your breath. That is all good. It is 40 seconds of rest. That might look like a long time in the first round, but you have to do 3 rounds of this in total. So eventually, it'll feel like it's a very short time frame that you're resting. We got 20 more seconds now, and then we move on to our second movement. The second movement was the frog jump. We got 15 more seconds. Let's slowly get our eye back on Fred and Cecily, and you guys need to get ready as well. We start in 6 seconds from now. I'll count down from 3. And 3, 2, 1, let's go. Frog jumps. They're fast and explosive. Make sure that when you land, your entire foot is in the floor. Your lats will get a crazy burn from this. Even though it's only 20 seconds, you can always move a tiny bit faster. 5, 4, keep working. 3, 2, 1, rest. Good. Nice. It's good to hear that noise of the breathing going on. We get another 40 seconds of rest, and then we move on to our last movement. If you look at the athletes here, and hopefully you have it as well at home, you're kind of out of breath. From what? From 20 seconds of work? No, from 20 seconds of max effort. That is the intention of this middle part of today's session. We got 15 more seconds, and we finish off the round with flutter kicks and hollow before we do a full minute of just playing a rest. That is great. So, you guys get ready on the floor, go on your back, get your legs together. We start in 3, 2, 1. Let's move. Let's move. Flutter kicks and hollow. Shoulder blades stay off the floor. Fred has his legs nice and long. Cecily has flutter feet going on here, which is the skating option. Perfectly executed by both. We got 10 more seconds to go here. You guys keep going until I tell you for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rest. Good, 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 good. Now, it's 40 seconds of rest right now, then 20 seconds of transition time if you follow the timer, then another 40 seconds of rest, and then we start on our second round, and then we start on our third round. The only thing you want to do from now on is try to keep the intensity level up nice and high. Let the intensity not drop. Please focus on that, guys. Max effort is what I'm asking for you. Low skill movements, lots of intensity. Continue now and press pause. We had a very intense second part today. The third part is intense, but way different. We're now going to focus only on one thing, and that is we're going to get kind of like a strength piece in for pressing muscles. We're going to do 3 variations of a push-up, where the most important thing to realize is that we start with a very difficult variation, and every variation we do after needs to become slightly easier. We're still going to work with the 20 seconds on and 40 seconds off, so we have some time to recover in between the movements. Now let's have a look at the first variation of the push-up. You're going to need bands for this. So I have Fred and Cecily here, and Fred and Cecily both have the band wrapped around the body, which is going to allow for added resistance. Now, Fred is going to do everything today in a regular push-up plank, and Cecily is going to do everything from her knees. So let's get into your starting position, guys. Now the idea is this, and they're going to make a full rep. You're going to go down and up from here. Let's go down and let's go up. So on the way up, they have, you guys do a couple of reps. On the way up, they have the added resistance of the band. Right? Very simple concept here. For the push-up itself, it stays exactly the same. You guys can rest there and you can stay there. You can stay there and you drop the band. The second variation that we'll hit today is without the band. So again, Fred in normal plank. Cecily on the knees, and it goes through their same push-up, but now the resistance is gone, so it should feel slightly easier. Good. Let's rest. The third variation of today is where the band is actually going to help you out. So what I need you to do is you're going to grab the band, you're going to loop the band. Once you've got the band looped, you place it right over the elbow. So on the upper arm, right over the elbow. Then you're going to go to your regular plank again, which is for Fred, a regular plank, and for Cecily on the knees. And now the band's going to help you out in the bottom position. So let's get a couple of push-ups in as well in this helpful push-up slingshot position. Perfect. The last portion of today's session will be the actual push-up workout. Now, if you had your timer set for the previous portion, your smartwatch timer, you can use exactly the same settings because it is the same type of sprint interval. The last time we tried to do as much work as possible in 20 seconds by going very fast. Now we need to be smart. We're going to do some heavy pressing work here, so we need to make sure we spend our energy wisely over the course of 20 seconds. That might mean that you're going to do 2 quick sets and sit on your knees in between the sets, as long as you fill the work in the 20-second time frame. That's not the correct line, but we're still going to continue. So, if you guys are ready, we are ready, we're all going to get started. So put that band around you and think about it. What you want to achieve here is heavy loading and a good pump. So get into your plank, and we start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we start off with the push-up with added resistance. And this is a tough way of loading up the finish of the push-up. We're 10 seconds in right now. Quick breaks are fine. Just make sure they're quick, do a couple of reps. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest, 40 seconds, 40 seconds. So this is way more strength-oriented work than the conditioning portion we just had before this. So if it becomes very rough and you start missing reps, that is all good. You can always scale this down. Remember that. Nothing wrong with scaling a movement. So we got about 20 more seconds to rest. They're shaking off the arms, they're sitting on the knees, they're gonna get ready for the next one. And maybe they already want to start off now with doing 3 quick reps and then resting instead of aiming for a tough set right from the get-go. So we got 10 more seconds, guys. Get ready. Wait as long as possible before starting. We're going to count you down from 3. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So the second interval is regular push-ups. Chest to the floor. Nice extend. After a couple of reps, quickly sit on the knees. Shake the arms off. Check the time. 10 more seconds. And then continue from there on. You want to fill time with proper push-ups here. Get that pump. 5 more seconds. Get another rep. Fred, let's go, buddy. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 2, 1, rest. Alright, good. So at home, it is all good if that happens. You know why? Because the next interval, again, will be slightly easier than the previous one. And then eventually, after a round, you have a big minute of rest, and then we do it all over again. And then you use the lessons learned from the first round, and you do it even better. That's how we work. Alright, we got 20 more seconds to rest, guys. Then we're going to load up those triceps in a big way. 15 seconds, I'll count you down from 3. 10 seconds of rest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 20 seconds. Yes, here we go. Let's make sure you use that elastic band maximally. That's good, that's good. Get a rep turn right above the elbow joint. Elbows close to the body. Lean into that thing. Bit aggressive is all good. Bit aggressive on the way down. Use the elastic band properly. 3, 2, 1, and break. So, as you guys can see, this is a very rough workout, right? You'll get a quick burn and you need to conserve energy properly because there's 2 more rounds to go. You now have a big minute of rest. So let's see what you guys can come up with in the upcoming 2 rounds. So I need you guys to continue and press pause.